Welcome to Morning Glory Farmstead. My name is Lolly, and this channel is all about gardening, animals, and nature. It's 5:45 a.m. and things are quiet and breezy and even cool this morning, which is a rare thing. So I thought I would just share it with you before we get into this video, and also just take a couple minutes to say good morning to the chicks. All right, so just really quick, for those of you all who watch my green stock videos as well, I wanted to let you know that green stock is having a major blowout sale right now, and they're having huge discounts on bundles and individual green stock gardens. And so if that's something that you're interested in, head to the description box, use my code and my link. You can get $10 off if you spend $75 or more. It's going to go through the 7th or till they sell out, so y'all don't miss it. All right, as usual, Pops came over to help with this project, and so we're just getting the dogs set up. We're going to let them stay outside for just a few minutes until it gets too hot, and they are so excited that Pops is here. Everybody's having a good time. And we are about to get busy. So we put the hose down for a minute and it started spraying automatically because the handle was smashed into the grass, and George was just loving it. Are you happy, Scone? Are you happy, Scone? What are you doing, Scone? Are you excited? Okay, so what spawned the idea for this video was that I've got so many chicken projects going on at the same time, and I'm kind of thinking things through, deciding what my chicks and my older chickens might like as the winter approaches. So kind of winterizing things, giving them some options as far as what they can do when it starts to get cold. And y'all know I just created that dust bath for the new chicks, and it's got the shade cover that I built over it. I'm also, which I haven't shown you, in the middle of building a new run for the chicks as I separate the larger chickens from the bantams. But I also have the older chickens that free range a lot, and something that I notice they're doing frequently is perching and playing on pieces of wood, cement blocks, anything that I've got going on. They like to sit and perch, but they also like to play. And I started thinking, I don't see a whole lot of people doing this. Most people have roosting perches and things inside the coop or the run, depending on how the chicken setup is, for when they're sleeping at night. But I haven't seen a whole lot of building of perches and playgrounds and things like that outside of the run. A lot of people just make sure they have space on the ground to roam around, which is fantastic, but there are so many benefits to building additional places for them to perch or play, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. But first, I want to show you what me and Pops are doing. Now, this is just the beginning, and this is small scale, and it may give you some ideas of some things that you can do for your chickens, but I just thought I would share it with you because I think my chicks are going to love this. And then when I separate the bigger chicks out of this area, they're also going to have their own area to play as well. For those of you who may be new to my channel and have not watched my other videos, I have now accumulated about 6 loads of free wood that I have loaded into my car and picked up that someone would have otherwise taken to the dump. And I'm building a bunch of stuff for my chickens out of this free wood using T-posts and some fabulous brackets that I came across online that you cannot buy at any of the big box stores. And I love them because what they're doing is they're allowing me to build things according to my skill and energy level and the tools that I have without having to put holes in the ground and filling them with cement and large posts and things like that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking scrap wood here and I'm nailing it to the brackets on these T-posts. So what I'm doing is making 2 perches for my chickens to get on, one on the top, one on the bottom. And I have put the 2x4 into the bracket, and then I'm putting another piece of wood on top. And I'm just using the nail gun to attach the 2 pieces. Now I've only used 2 nails in there. You can use more, but this isn't really heavy and the chickens don't weigh that much, so I think it'll be fine. Remember, I have bantam chicks and larger chicks in here, the Easter eggers and whatever, but they're going to be separated. So this is just the bantam area. So now here are the 2 perches, and to make it easier to get up and down, I'm going to build a ladder for each level. Okay, so next we went and found a couple pieces of wood that we could use as the base of the ladder, and we're going to attach it underneath the top piece of wood on each level. So I'll just shoot the nail gun through the back side into the wood like this. And then we're going to add some steps so it'll make it really easy for the chicks to get up and down. Even as they get older, it's way easier. They can't really get traction on a flat piece of wood like that, and especially if it's raining. But even if it wasn't raining or anything, they still wouldn't be able to walk up that very well. They could hop up, but I think they're really going to like the steps. The true test will be when we are done and seeing if they actually use the ladders. I added that 1 metal stake at the bottom just to make sure that it was more secure. All right, so we've got both pieces attached. Time to make some stairs. Now I'm only doing 1 nail in the center, and so these little stairs are going to turn a little bit, but when I have time, I'll come back and put another nail in there so that they stay really sturdy. But like I've said about my other projects, right now I'm trying to get them done as fast as possible because I need places to put all the chicks that I have, and then I'll come back and fine-tune everything. Now I threw this footage in there because I wanted to show you what all the chicks were doing while we were building their perch and their playground. They were in the dust bath just going crazy, and y'all, I think at one point there was 11 of them all trying to fit in there. But when I say that dust bathing is social and that they love it, I am not joking around. Remember, not only does this help them keep cool in the summertime, But they do this in the winter as well, because this is what helps to ward off all those parasites, fleas, and ticks, and mites, and all sorts of things that like to attach themselves to chickens. If y'all didn't get to see the video of me building this dust path just has local red Carolina clay dirt. It also has masonry sand and diatomaceous earth. Okay, so I have finished this first stage of the chicken playground and perch area, and let's see whether or not the chicks like it, and then I'll talk to you about some of the benefits. And also, I just wanted to let you know, I did leave room at the top. I can add shade at some point if I want, but I think with the winter coming, I want to make sure they have somewhere to perch during the day to get in that sun and just relax. Okay, so there's lots of benefits to just having these two perches. Number one, stimulation. This is mental stimulation for these chickens. They see something, they want to check it out, they climb up and down. It also gives them some exercise. They're moving around, gives them something to do by going up and down the ladder, hopping off and on. It also gives them space from each other. Yeah, they're going to have plenty of room on the ground, but sometimes they just like to have their own space. And so using the vertical space is a really smart idea, because this just totally opens up a lot more room in their area, especially if you have a small area and your chickens don't free range. Chickens who don't have ample space or that are kept in really tight quarters get really stressed out, and when chickens get stressed, they get sick. So again, if you have a smaller area, try to go up so that they have more room to spread out. Another perk is that these boards are big enough that their whole foot can fit on it. And so during the winter, they can sit out there, enjoy some of the sunlight, and actually cover their feet with their bodies and keep their feet warm. Oh, let's see who's going to win this standoff. All right, there's that pecking order. Another benefit to having areas like this is that when the ground is wet, it's very hard for them to stay warm in the winter. And so this gives them a place to get up off the ground, especially if you have chickens with feathered feet, like the silkies or the booted bantams and things like that, because they have a really hard time when their feet are wet. They don't dry as quickly as other chicken breeds, and they can actually get sick. So having a place to get them up off the ground is super helpful, keeps them happy and healthy. Well, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but it looks like they have been using those ladders quite a bit. There's some that like to jump up and down off of there, but there's a lot of them that are actually walking all the way up and all the way down these ladders. So this is fantastic. Y'all, guess who this is? This is Bootsy. If y'all watched my video where she hatched, her right foot was completely turned under and she had the curled toes, and me and my daughter made her a little boot out of some band-aids and spread her toes out when she was just a day or two old before they were completely solidified so that her foot could lay flat at least, and we were hoping for the best. And look at her. She is doing fantastic. Her foot is not curled under at all anymore. These are the booted bantams, y'all. They are absolutely precious. Great demeanors and just beautiful. I am getting closer and closer to naming them. I'm just waiting a little bit longer so that I can see what their personalities are like and what their colors are going to be once they're fully grown. So I'm probably going to give them a couple more months before I come up with the names, except for, of course, like I've said before, Bootsy and Miracle. I have already named those, but as for the other 13, I'm waiting just a little bit longer. Well, I would say that this is a success. They are going to be playing on this until the sun goes down, and probably all morning until the sun comes out and it's just too bright. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and watching the chicks. I'll see you real soon in the next one, and until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.